We're continuing our season by season OHL history series. And if you've made it this far, well, congratulations. We still have quite a few seasons to go, but the 1998-99 season is quite significant for the Ontario Hockey League as it was a season of growth. The OHL would add 2 expansion teams, bringing the total to 20, where we stand today at the time of recording. We would add the Mississauga Icedogs and the Brampton Battalion. And the league also went from 3 divisions to 2 conferences and 4 divisions. So the playoff format, much like we see today. So this is a season where the OHL would expand, and with what it created is what we still have today. So the Battalion, they would be placed into the Western Conference, while the Ice Dogs, they would join the East. Now, a little bit of a background on these 2 organizations. Scott Abbott was was granted the expansion team for Brampton in the 1996 era. So he would actually still in the team after the team would relocate to North Bay and play today as the North Bay Battalion. And he's also the co-founder or co-inventor, rather, of the board game Trivial Pursuit. So there's a little tidbit of information for you if you didn't know that already. Now, the Ice Dogs ownership group, that included Don Cherry, who at the time was on Hockey Night in Canada's Coach's Corner. So a big celebrity in the hockey world, especially those who tune in to Hockey Night in Canada on a weekly basis. And with the new conferences, that also meant the Bobby Orr Trophy would now be presented to the winner of the Eastern Conference, and we would now have the Wayne Gretzky Trophy, which would go to the winner of the Western Conference, while the Wayne Gretzky 99 Award was also presented as the playoff MVP. So a lot of changes here in the 1998-99 season. This would also mean that we would have new divisions and whatnot. So let's look at the divisions, starting off with the West. So you would have Plymouth, Sarnia, London, Sioux, and Windsor. The Whalers, they led the way this year. 51-13-4 was their record, 106 points. The Sting, second, with a record of 37-25-6 for 80 points. The London Knights, 34-30-4 was their record for 72 points. The Greyhounds, fourth in the division, 31-29-8 for 70 points. And the Windsor Spitfires, a record of 23-39-6, good for 52 points. Now in the Midwest Division, the Guelph Storm, they led the way with a record of 44-22-2 for 90 points. The Owen Sound Platers, they would finish second with a record of 39-24-5, good for 83 points. The Erie Otters, third with a record of 31-33-4 for 66 points. While the Kitchener Rangers, fourth, 23-39-6 for 52 points. And the Brampton Battalion in their expansion season, a record of 8-57-3, good for 19 points. Those are your 2 Western Conference divisions. Now shifting over to the Eastern Conference with the Central Division, you would have the Barrie Colts leading the way with a record of 49-13-6, 104 points. Sudbury Wolves, second, 23-35-8 for 58 points. The North Bay Centennials would come in third, 22-40-6 for 50 points. The Toronto St. Michael's Majors, fourth in the division with a record of 20-42-6 for 46 points. And at the bottom of the Central, the Mississauga Icedogs, a tough season for them, 4-61-3 for 11 points. Mind you, 2 points better than the season the London Knights had in 1996, where they only had 3 wins and a 9-point season. So a bit of a win there, I guess, for the Mississauga Icedogs. Now in the East Division, the Ottawa 67s would lead the way, 48-13-7 for 103 points. The Belleville Bulls, second, 39-22-7 for 85 points. The Oshawa Generals would come in third with a record of 39-24-5 for 83 points. The Peterborough Petes, fourth, with a record of 40-26-2 for 82 points. And at the bottom, the Kingston Frontenacs with a record of 22-42-4 for 48 points. Now, before the start of the regular season, the Kingston Frontenacs were actually sold to the Springer family. Doug Springer would become the owner and governor of the Kingston Frontenacs. And of course, the Springer family is still involved with the Frontenacs today. Also, at the start of the season, the Sarnia Sting would move into their brand new arena. It would be known as the Sarnia Sports and Entertainment Center at the time. This would also be the last season of the modified Greyhounds logo that Joe Thornton wore. This logo, very unpopular at the time among fans. And of course, they would return to their more traditional look, which a lot of fans in the Sioux were appreciative of. Now, your leading scorers for this season, it was Peter Sarno of the Sarnia Sting, 37 goals, 93 assists, 130 points. What a year for Sarno. Second in scoring from the Sudbury Wolves was Norm Milley, 52 goals, 68 assists, 120 points. Third would be Sheldon Keefe. He spent time between Toronto and Barrie, 51 goals, 65 assists, 116 points. Adam Colodcomo of the Plymouth Whalers, 40 goals, 68 assists, 108 points. Mike Fisher of the Sudbury Wolves next with 41 goals, 65 assists, 106 points. Daniel Tkachuk of the Barrie Colts, he had 43 goals, 62 assists, 105 points. Harold Drukin of the Plymouth Whalers, 58 goals, 48 assists, 103 points. Kevin Cawley of the Oshawa Generals, 8th in scoring, 39 goals, 62 assists, 101 points. Justin Papineau of the Belleville Bulls, he just fell short of 100 points, 52 goals, 47 assists, 99 points. And then 10th in scoring, Ivan Novosev of the Sarnia Sting, 57 goals, 39 assists, 96 points. So as I mentioned, the playoff bracket's looking a little different now as we see the Eastern Conference versus the Western Conference. Let's start in the West. It was a 1-8 system. It would be the Plymouth Whalers against the Windsor Spitfires, and the Whalers would sweep that best-of-7 series. While the Guelph Storm, they needed 5 games to take care of the Erie Otters. The Owen Sound Platers, they would knock out the Sioux Greyhounds in 5 games, while the London Knights upsetting the Sarnia Sting in 6 games. Now over in the Eastern Conference, the Barrie Colts, they took care of the Kingston Frontenacs in 5 games. The Ottawa 67s complete the series sweep of the North Bay Centennials, while the Belleville Bulls also finishing the Sudbury Wolves 4 straight, while the Oshawa Generals knock off the Peterborough Petes in 5 games. Going into the conference semifinal in the West, the Plymouth Whalers knocked off by the London Knights in 7 games. A huge upset there by the London Knights. In the other bracket, the Owen Sound Platers, they would eliminate the Guelph Storm in 6 games. In the Eastern Conference, the Barrie Colts, their run came short, losing in 7 games to the Oshawa Generals, while the Belleville Bulls upsetting Ottawa 4 games to 1. So all 4 matchups in the second round considered upsets. So in the conference final, starting in the West, the London Knights, they would upset the Owen Sound Platers in 5 games. This was actually the best playoff run in Owen Sound Platers history up until this time since they relocated from Guelph. So a great year for them, but the London Knights getting the better of them. And then in the Eastern Conference, the Belleville Bulls, they would use home ice to their advantage and eliminate Oshawa in 5 games. Now for the J. Ross Robertson Cup, the Belleville Bulls versus the London Knights, and it would be Belleville winning the OHL championship over the London Knights in 7 games. So the Belleville Bulls heading off to the 1999 Memorial Cup, and the Ottawa 67s were the host. So of course, Ottawa, they got knocked out along the way through the playoffs, so this team a little rested going into the Memorial Cup. So they would also be joined by the Acadie Bathurst Titan and the Calgary Hitmen. And this Memorial Cup would actually set an attendance record for the time. 10,525 fans would attend the Memorial Cup in the nation's capital. Now, Ottawa and Belleville, they both finished with records of 2-1. And Calgary also had a 2-1 record. But with the tiebreaker, the 67s and Bulls, they would have to go head-to-head, and the Ottawa 67s would win that matchup 4-2. And it's always fun when you see 2 division rivals meet at the Memorial Cup. Just adds that much more animosity, and it would be the host 67s taking advantage of the OHL champion Bulls. The 67s then would have to face the Calgary Hitmen in the Memorial Cup final, and it would be the 67s in overtime defeating Calgary by a final score of 7-6. So Ottawa falling short in the OHL playoff picture, but when it came to the Memorial Cup, they were rested and were able to take home the national championship on home ice. Now looking at the award winners from the 98-99 season, starting off with the Red Tilson Trophy, that went to Brian Campbell of the Ottawa 67s, while Peter Sarno winning the Eddie Powers Memorial Trophy. The Matt Layden Trophy went to Pete DeBoer of the Plymouth Whalers, so still with the Whalers organization at this point. Jason Spezza, he won the Jack Ferguson Award, being drafted by the Mississauga Icedogs. Robert Hollinger and Rob Zepp of the Plymouth Whalers won the Dave Pinkney Trophy. The Ems Family Award going to Sheldon Keefe of the Barrie Colts, so Rookie of the Year. And the OHL Humanitarian of the Year went to Ryan Mackay of the Sudbury Wolves. Brian Campbell of Ottawa winning the William Hanley Trophy, while the Wayne Gretzky 99 award, so playoff MVP, the first winner of that trophy would be Justin Papineau of the Belleville Bulls. So that's wrapping up the 90s edition of the OHL History series. Is now we'll make our way into the year of the Y2K, 99-2000 season. And I think Barrie Colt fans might be a little excited about this upcoming year that we're going to talk about in the next video. But if there's anything that stands out to you from the 98-99 season, I'd love to see the comments. Put those down below. And don't forget to hit like and subscribe. And if you want to see the other videos from the series, you can always take a look at the playlist, the OHL History playlist here. And that'll take you all the way back to our first video of the series, the 1980-81 campaign. So again, thank you very much for all your support. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe, and we'll talk to you again soon.